Welcome to the Full Charge Power Hour. We were just laughing about some things that you're not privy to. Patreon.com/the Full Charge. Give us $1, $2, $3.50, $7,000 a month. I think that's reasonable, depending on what you make. And I'm going to be going on a tour. When is this tour going to start, fellas? I've been promoting it for 8 years. I'm going to Crescent City, California, July 13th. The Punchline in San Francisco, July 23rd. San Luis Obispo, August 30th, August 31st. I'm Norcal, baby. Don't let that hat fool you. I won't be wearing this up there.
No?
There's still that rivalry. Do you guys?
I'm sure.
I assume there's still that rivalry.
Yes, there is.
See, this is the thing. We have a football team now, as you know. It was a pipe dream at one point. In the Herald Examiner, you had up 2 calendars. One was the Rams, one was the Chargers.
Yep.
And we would go, oh, man, can you imagine? We had 2 football teams here in Los Angeles.
And I said we were going to, and everyone fought me on that. I said, no, it's going to happen.
I didn't.
Absolutely was going to happen.
It happens. I mean,
just so we're all clear,
to have one would be amazing.
Right.
We've got 2.
Right.
And a hockey team.
Well, but they were already here. You know that, right?
No, I know.
Okay, that's it.
I'm just saying.
The Kings were never on Bryan's vision board.
Right.
It had already manifested itself.
I'm just saying it's not hockey country.
No. Well, no. I mean, hockey country is only for hockey. Asky and bag. It's only for hockey people.
Right.
You either follow hockey or you don't.
So I've been to 3 Kings games in my lifetime.
Casually.
Okay. An accident? I don't understand what you're saying.
Invited.
Okay.
You know me. I don't go to sports.
No, yeah, that's not your thing.
I don't enjoy sports, but I have been invited and gone to 3 Kings games.
Okay.
I don't.
They're good. Hockey games live are awesome.
They're fun.
Everything live is awesome.
Well,
No? What's not awesome?
golf?
Yeah, no, that don't count golf.
I've been to a live golfing event. I'm just telling you, it's like you really got to love golf.
Yawn fest.
You got to love walking.
That's what I'm saying. Like someone's going to hit something very far away, and then you have to keep following that ball, getting it very far.
Got to go over there.
No, I've never been into golf. I don't know that. I went golfing one time at that place in Los Feliz that they go to in Swingers.
Oh, the 3-putter. Yeah.
And it reminded me of this movie, old movie, a Judd Nelson movie. I think it was called From the Hip. Mm-hmm. Where I was just so frustrated trying to hit this golf ball. I just expected to be good. I was about 23 years old, 24 years old. Just expected to be good first time. And I'm pretty sure I was slamming the club against the ground like a total fucking moron.
Right. Play Frisbee golf. It's better.
Yeah, no, that sounds fun.
I don't know. I've never done it. But
I grew up next to a college full of hippies.
So you saw a lot of Frisbees.
While I was skateboarding.
What about hacky
a lot
sacks?
of hippie shit going on.
Hacky sack? Was it?
Hacky sack was at my first. I went to a school in Western Maryland that was a total hippie school as well, and hacky sacks were a booming, baby.
Right.
Things were happening.
There was a time.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't understand the concept of. You guys know I'm former coach, so I was more of a sports guy.
Right.
I never understood the excitement of the hacky sack, and it took me a really long time to realize they're all fucking high. That's why they're doing it.
I guess.
They got the focus. It's a time killer. It's something to do.
I
don't think a regular person sober would probably play hacky sack. I don't
No,
think.
to be sober is a performance-enhancing drug in the hacky sack world. Like, you have to be on drugs. It's just a time killer. And we're also talking about a time before the smartphone.
Yeah.
So you can't just bullshit. You can't stream.
Yeah.
You had your regular television and your hacky sack and your weed.
I guess it's time to bring hacky sack back and be the anti-phone people, right?
And I guess that's 2 things you could carry in your pocket. Your weed in the left pocket and your hacky sack in the other.
I would carry my hacky sack right in my nut sack.
There he is. There it is. Because you need to save room in the other pocket for your Chinese star, dude.
Hey, my third ball's
just in case
for
somebody needed a goddamn hero.
But my wife is telling me there's the Saints are playing, I think, the Chargers or the Rams in October.
So she's a football fan because she comes to New Orleans.
She's a huge football fan. She's a huge Saints fan. It's a different thing there.
Yeah.
It has to do with Katrina, and then I think that year or the next year, them winning the Super Bowl.
Right.
It was a big deal to the city, yeah. So that kind of cemented a lot of people's fandom for the team. Is that what you're saying?
It's just a moment of, okay,
Some hope.
Life is not all doom and gloom. there is victory. Because, Katrina was obviously devastating to their town. And just a side note, I don't tell this story often, but Daniel Tosh tells this story in his act, but I was there. I was touring with him in 2010, and I got off stage. There was 2 openers. I get off stage in New Orleans. Jasper Retta's on stage, and Daniel's just like really nervous. This is like 10 days into a tour, and I never see him like this. And he's like, he's uncomfortable. And I'm like, what's going on with you, dude? And he goes, I'm about to go out there and say, fuck the Saints. And I'm like, I'm still an idiot as a sports fan. And I go, well, what's the big deal? A, and B, why don't you do this in every city? Fuck the Lions. Fuck the Seahawks.
Yeah.
And he just goes, it's all they have.
That's too good.
And then, C is like, why are you doing this? And he goes out there. Everyone's cheering. Right. And he goes, thank you. Fuck the Saints. And you hear just one person go, it just like transitions. It's like, yeah, fuck you. And he's just like, thank you. He goes, I'm not going to pander to your city just because God gave you a much needed bath. And
wow. How big was the shovel?
And he's got and I'm basically doing his act now. Because he's worked this out in a joke, but he still had 59 minutes and 30 seconds to go.
Love it.
Yeah. And he pulled it off.
Okay.
Of course
That is the power of Daniel Tosh. This guy is a champion.
He is.
If that's what, for him, that's a personal challenge, right? It's like, I need right? Mm-hmm. For me.
Yes.
I need to dig the hole, and I need to rise out and be the champ. That's what I get off.
And that is, I mean, most people, if they're going to dig a hole, they do it around 30 minutes in.
Right.
They establish some goodwill.
And I usually stay in the hole.
Yeah. This is like going to the Vatican and being like, Jesus never existed. Fuck.
Right. Yeah.
Like, I won't even say it on the podcast.
Yeah. Mary was a whore.
Yeah. Craig will do it for me. Let's get some controversy here. But I was like, yeah, I'll go to the game with you. And she's talking about like tailgating and all this because she has all these New Orleans friends out there, and I'm just like, I'm already tired just hearing about just the tailgating alone. I think would exhaust me.
Is it going to be here, local?
Yeah, it's going to be here. But I go, I'm not going to be wearing like all this Saints stuff. And she's superstitious. It's part of being from New Orleans. On top of loving the Saints, you're also superstitious, and you got to wear your gear.
Yeah.
And we've got it down to I'll wear some Saint socks. And she said you can, the black LA hat, that'll be like your peace offering. But I was telling her, I was like, you don't know, because it's much softer than she wanted to go to Philly and do this. And I was like, we're not going to Philadelphia and wearing Saints stuff.
Oh, are they as bad of fans?
Worse, 10 times worse.
Oh, God.
Philly fans can be very confrontational.
Yeah.
Even violent. But so can Los Angeles fans. Like,
so are these Los Angeles fans probably just like the Raiders fans back in the day?
It just depends on where you're sitting, right? And what's going on I was at a Chargers Packers game, and I thought, well, it couldn't be more soft than this,
Packers are nice people.
And Chargers fans at the time, it was when they were in Carson, so it was in between. And people were just throwing like corn nuts and hot dogs at the back of people's, and I was like, yeah, we need to go sit somewhere else. Yeah. I'm like, I'm getting out of this section.
We went to a Raiders game in the 80s.
Oh, so okay, you were at the peak.
Yeah. So we were at a Raider because we're from Washington originally, Washington State. So my dad is a Seahawks fan. He's one of those people who's a frustrated Seahawks fan for like 4 decades. He'll always be like, oh, they're getting close. And then at some point you see him like, oh, you fucked it again. You damn it. And so we go to the game, and he's with his biker buddy who doesn't give a shit. And he's afraid of no one.
Right. He brought a bodyguard.
But my dad is like, no, let's be cool. Let's be cool. My dad, he's smoking weed. And then you see Seahawks fan, like, go Seahawks. And then you see that guy come flying past us because somebody threw him down like a couple aisles, down a couple of chairs. And then there's just a fight with the rest of them. And so when my dad's buddy would be like, Seahawks, my dad's just like, dude, you're not even from Washington.
He wants to see if anybody.
Yeah, you gonna go mess with the long-haired, tattooed biker dude?
I like how my story was, and they were throwing corn nuts and hot dogs, and they were being mean. And you're like, when I went to a game, they threw a human.
It was violent, dude. I was just like, whoa.
Yeah, and then you hear the stories about a guy's wearing a Giants hat at a Dodgers game.
Oh.
And the guy never recovered, basically, from the violence.
Yeah, that guy like shits
to.
in a bag for the rest of his life.
So, I don't get all that. As a huge sports fan,
sure.
I don't care who you root for, and I will never fight on behalf of a group of strangers playing gladiator games that don't give a shit about me. So I never understand that part of it.
I think for certain people who are way into sports, I think some of the worst moments in their life have been losing sports games, just sitting on the
watching
couch,
their team lose,
watching
not
their
them.
team, watching their team lose, and just being like Craig's dad,
upset.
Fuck, and I've seen it happen to my wife. But obviously she's not a violent person. She's not going to take it out on anybody else. But I've seen it like really affect her mood to the point where I can finally watch football with some interest because I'm
so
like,
excited.
if they lose, so excited. It's a negative reinforcement. If they lose, she's going to be in a bad mood for at least a couple hours. So I'm very invested at the game, and I also finally have come around to football because especially watching the Saints, because I can eat Popeyes and drink beer at 1 PM. Updated to West Coast, 10 a.m. in the morning.
Unjudged.
Unjudged at a bar with other people doing the same thing.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm in on football.
That's fair.
But this is the next step, going to the stadium.
Which should explain why you really booked a very dense amount of shows, because you're going to have to use all that money to pay for your seat that day.
Is that right? Is it expensive?
Very
It
expensive.
is not cheap to go to a game.
Yeah.
The only sports thing I got into was when I lived in New York, I go to a Mets game because you could just take the train there. And I love baseball, man. I don't know anything about it, but I don't know who any of the players are, but it's just so chill to me to go there. Yeah, I have the small. Okay, here's the 32 ounce. You're just chilling, watching the game. I know which section to buy, where there's shade.
Yep.
I love it. I love going to a Mets game, man. The weird thing is, you wear a baseball hat, and other dudes will just walk up to you and just start talking to you, like, man, what's up with Johnson this year? You believe with all the fucking money we're paying him? And he's just like, oh, I know, dude, I know.
Yep.
Or like I'll wear an Orioles hat, and people will just I got to New York. I was visiting New York a week and a half ago, and I got out to go to the taxi, and the guy running the taxi is like, you might want to take that Baltimore hat off. And I'm like, what? Are they in town? He's like, they murdered the Yankees today. And so I have no fucking sports team pride. I took it off and put it in my bag. I'm like, thanks.
Thanks, dude. Yeah.
Then I looked at the phone. It was 17-5. It was a thrashing.
Yeah.
So I was just happy to take it off.
That is a brutal.
You know,
The wife took me to a Brewers, which being a Brewers fan wearing Brewers hats means nothing to anybody in the United States, which is awesome. It's a zero threat.
I don't even know what they are. Are they baseball?
Yeah, I don't either. I was like,
so
Brewers.
You prove my point. Thank you.
Right.
So we went down to San Diego. Great place, by the way, to see a game, because all the hotels are right next to the stadium. I mean, it's like the easiest thing to do in the world if you want to do it. The hardest part is obviously being around a lot of people, but
Sure.
It's still easy. So we go to the game. I'm all about just watching the game. I hope my team wins, but if they don't, whatever. I'm here for the experience, like you were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the shade. I'm having a beer. I'm eating something, and I'm just sitting there watching some dudes play. Game's over. San Diego wins. Some young dude walks past, and I happened to be in a group where there was a lot of Brewers fans. And the guy walks past. He's like, Milwaukee. I don't even know what state that's in. And he walks past. I go, I don't think that's the gun you think it is, bro. You sound so fucking stupid if you don't know where Milwaukee, Wisconsin is. You sound uneducated. It's not what you thought it was, dude.
That's so dumb. I don't even know how to read your fucking hat.
Right.
I'm illiterate, you dumb bitch.
Milwaukee, huh? I'm stupid.
We brought my I guess he's my brother-in-law. He's my sister-in-law's husband. Yeah?
Brother-in-law.
Yeah. So we brought him to the Mets game, and he's like real charming and funny, and he's talking shit to other Philadelphia fans. He's like, y'all gonna lose today. He's not even a Mets fan. He's like talking shit to people, but he's so fucking funny they don't even care. And then and then at one point he's just like, yeah, man, fuck the what are they're the Phillies, right? He's like, fuck the Phillies. These people are just like, nah, man.
That's the
Not
line.
today. Your streak is over.
Yeah.
Like, no, this little fun thing over, it's fucking over. And he's just like, I'm kidding. He got out of it because he's that cool. He's just like, I'm kidding, man. I'm
I
kidding.
don't even care.
You know, but this is why he got pretty far. He got pretty far into the shit talking.
Again, I don't know why, unless you are okay with a 50-50 chance that you're going to get punched in the face, I don't know why you would ever say anything to another sports fan.
Oh, why even challenge them?
Because if you like fighting, like there was a guy the other day, a dad, I was playing like dad basketball, and he started getting into it with one of the kids.
Yeah.
And afterwards,
What?
he and I were talking aside. I was like, yeah, it was a mistake. He's like, look, I'm just telling you right now, I do this all the time. He's like, I have no problem fighting. Like, if some people want to throw down, I'm like, you do know that you're talking about like you and a minor. Like,
He's like, I'll fight that kid.
he literally said, and I was like, wow, okay. And he was like, yeah, I fight all the time. And I'm like, dude, don't we grow out of that shit at some point? I guess not.
How old are those kids?
The kid was 15. He was at least 45 years old.
I got a great idea
dude.
for that guy. Boxing. You
He
can
probably-
fucking fight right at your
Yeah.
sport.
I think he still gets a kick out of like situations like that where someone talks shit and there's a chance they're going to throw down. I was like, wow, there's still people out there that are like that they're into that shit.
So I had a couple friends, like they fought so much they would have, those football you put in your teeth, mouth
guards. Yeah.
He would just carry that in his pocket. Because fuck you, and just put that shit in his mouth.
By the
Let's
way,
go, dude. Still has great teeth. I'm just saying.
If somebody puts that in, walk away.
Yeah, walk away. They're ready to fight. And we watched him fight a grown ass man. This guy was like 35 years old. We're like 16, and this old dude is just like, fuck you, punk. And he's all, fuck you, old man. And I'm like, uh-oh. Sure as shit. Out come, and I'm like, dude, that's a dad. That's someone's dad. And he laid that old man out, and then you even feel worse. You're like, oh, man.
I don't know. I think the old man probably wanted a little bit of action.
The old
and he
man
learned.
deserved it. I mean, that's for sure.
I just don't understand. I don't fight anyway.
I don't fight, yeah.
I haven't been in a
But I
fight
guess
since
it's a-
1981.
It's
Right.
and was it a good one? Like I had one fight in my life, and I punched the guy in the forehead, and it hurt my hand so much, and it was over.
Yeah.
Because I think he was shocked that I hit him, and I was shocked that I hit him.
Yeah.
Right.
So I don't even know if that was actually a fight, to be honest with you.
I think I've heard. I haven't seen a lot of fights. Most fights are over pretty quick.
Yeah. But so what about yours? Was it a real fight? When you said the fight that you were actually
Oh
in?
no, I was in like the fucking first grade.
Yeah. I was in grade
Yeah.
school too. After that, I was like, no, this is
Right.
insanity. Who would do this?
I've been jumped several times.
That-
more than
that-
I've been
I'm gonna
in
give
I was
that-
gonna say, that's not a fight.
It's not
Yeah.
a fight for you.
Right.
That's
You're
a
just
fight
trying to
for
save
them.
your life at that point.
So I've been jumped a couple
Why'd you
times.
get jumped?
But one was
You sound like an asshole parent.
this.
What did you do?
Yeah.
No, I'm curious.
So I was wrong place, wrong time. I was at the in the mall, and I go into the arcade, and there's a video game with like 20 credits on it, and it's just playing. And I'm like, hell yeah. I jump on and start playing, not realizing these racist white dudes just came up and either hit or berated this little black kid
That was playing the game.
that was playing the game, and he like, well, I'm gonna go get my cousin. Sure as shit, his cousin came back, and here's dumbass Craig all
no.
playing the video game.
Oh, no.
And he's just like, say that shit now, motherfucker.
To you?
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't even know what shit you're talking about. And then it was just like, bam!
Did you have an afro back then that could protect you a little bit?
I
Cushion?
did have a little bit of the afro.
It didn't protect the
Did
blow?
not protect the blow. Well, I got a thick head, apparently. I didn't get knocked out. I took the blow, hit the fucking wall, giant shiner.
So they never listened to your plea that you were not the guy.
He goes, you hit my cousin, I go, I've never seen this kid in my life. And I looked at the kid and I'm like,
Back me
right?
up.
I'm like, it wasn't me, right? And he's just like, nah, that's him. And I'm like, oh, pow.
Because in that kid's mind, someone needs to pay. Right?
He's also in too deep. He's not like, well, we're gonna go look for this guy.
Yeah.
Like, let's just get this over with.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. You've been jumped. Yes.
Yeah, so I've been jumped, and then I was in one fight in the sixth grade, and I won that one. And then me and my friend.
Way too proud about that, by the way.
Well, listen, I mean, the guy's happy he won one.
I won one.
You know, you don't want to have like a perfect losing record.
Yeah, this one was. This kid was.
Let me see your scorecard.
This kid was bullying my friend's little brother, and so I hit him. I knocked him out. Well, he goes home. His dad apparently lived in an abusive household because his dad comes outside with him and he goes, "Go over there." He goes, "This ain't over." And, and he came over to fight me again. I'm like, I don't want to fight you again. And he's just like, "You're going to fight, you pussy."
Oh, that's great.
So then I kicked his son's ass again.
Right.
And then he's just like, get home. And I'm like, oh, man, now it's worse for this dude. And then the other time was my actual best friend at the time. We just got into one of these fake fights.
Yeah.
And then it turned into, I'll see you at the Acres at 3 after school. And
So
then
testosterone got the best of you guys.
Yeah, and then we fought and he kicked my ass. But I mean, this guy was a legend in Bakersfield.
For fighting?
Oh, yeah. He's like a jiu-jitsu master now.
Why did you show up?
Well,
he wasn't then. And
he wasn't
he
then.
got into it.
Yeah, and his name is Tommy Little, and he was like the smallest guy you've ever seen in your life.
So actually, a little that actually was a little versus
but he's
a little bit of a
badass.
guy.
This kid's a badass.
He had no choice.
And now he's just like 6'3" and just this mountain of a dude. But then, so he fought a lot in Bakersfield. So even on Facebook, one dude was like, "Hey, remember when Tommy Little kicked your ass?" I go, "Yeah, dude, he's kicked half of Bakersfield's ass." So
I was a pioneer.
Yeah,
Someone's still,
I was one of the first.
who's still talking about that shit on Facebook?
Facebook.
Jason Reynolds is. That's who.
Facebook is still that. Facebook is
yeah,
still like,
it's still that.
remember when?
Yeah.
So that brings up a good question. I was thinking about. I was going to ask you guys because I had done this recently. Where do you guys stand on like getting a wild hair and possibly like reaching out to somebody you knew way back in the day? You haven't talked to them in a decade or two, and you're like, I'll reach out, see how they're doing. Do it or be like, no, it's not worth it.
I think it's a
not
bad
worth
idea.
it.
I had somebody. I was like, I should reach out to somebody. And be like, and just like apologize for what an asshole I was, like in fucking Happy Gilmore or whatever.
Right.
And
Right.
I just didn't do it because I was like, they're probably fucking over it.
Way over it.
Don't even remember it.
Yeah.
And it's just like sitting there permanently in writing. And it just, I don't know, it's just goofy. And almost like opening old wounds for no reason.
Right.
Or making it come off like you're trying to create a new friendship that you may also not want, right?
New
that's
friendship,
part of it.
but also it's just kind of like, I can see them going, oh, you want to feel good about this now. Right?
So you
want
Right.
to be able to sleep at night.
So now you're in a second fight.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just, I just think we both survived, I guess. I didn't look them up.
I thought that's where it started. You actually looked at it like, hey!
No.
Or maybe it was
like,
the suggestion of people you know thing.
I don't know if it's growing up Catholic, but if I can feel guilty about something, I'll take it.
God.
me
You
too.
know, I'll
Me
just
too.
sit there for a whole day and be like, man, shouldn't have said that. Like half a second, one sentence. Shouldn't have said that one sentence. Just fully assuming that it has the same effect on them that it does on me. Like I will also be like, I can't believe that motherfucker said that to me in 1989. I can't believe it. I had to kick his fucking ass. I had to meet him in Bakersfield. Yo, Tommy Little. The fuck, man. So I just think it's best to like move on in that, like, that's what childhood is about. You're an asshole. I'm an asshole. We don't know what we're doing yet. Let's just like get past this.
Don't reconnect. Don't
just,
go down that path and try. Yeah.
People have real problems now.
Yeah. Or
That's
real
true.
lives that just don't want to include you in.
Right,
Or feel obligated. Oh, great. Now I got to respond to Bryan or Matt or Craig.
And the truth is, without Facebook, say Facebook or the internet was never invented, I would never be like, I got to get their number.
Yep.
I got to talk to them about this because it's not that bad.
So I found somebody that we all know that disappeared from the comedy scene.
Oh.
I found him on accident because of this show. I'm not going to bring up who it is, but my point was when I reached out to them, the person that found them, I was like, "Oh man, what's he up to? Does he want to talk to anybody?" And the answer was like, "Nope." No, he does not.
No.
And I was like, okay, literally, it was like
Moving
not interested
on.
in made a choice a long time ago.
That was the choice.
Don't keep knocking on the door. Doesn't want to answer. And I was
Right.
like, oh, so there are people out there that are like, hey, I'm glad you're good, but we don't need to talk.
Yeah.
Right.
We don't need to catch up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I did. At first, I was like, man. And then I was like, no, I should respect that, right? Like,
You have to.
done. They're just done.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I've reached out to other people and they've reached out to me and it's cool.
Yeah.
One of my friends from like 5th grade, I hadn't talked to him in decades.
Right.
He reached out, and this guy was amazing. He was like that kid in 5th grade who had a job, was growing a mustache.
Had a goodie comb?
Yeah,
You have a comb with a handle on it?
Like he literally lived his own life with his parents. Like he inherited, his brother was in prison, so he'd inherited all of his like Playboys, his weed. Like you hung out with Brendan, dude. You grew up. You fucking
Right.
Yeah. He was like this tribal elder. Like he took me in. Like I was new from Washington. I was a total nerd, not cool. And and then I learned that he's just this ambassador, dude. If he sees this lonely person, he'll swoop in, boom, hey, what's up? And he'll just take you in.
You want to get hooked on drugs?
Yeah. Yeah, dude. And Brendan was trouble, dude.
Now you belong.
He was trouble.
Now you got
dude.
friends.
Yeah. Like Chang, this kid from Vietnam, didn't even speak any English. And like he comes to our school. Brendan, hey, what's up, Chang?
Yep.
Chang's just like, hey. And like, and he's just like, hang out with us. He's all this. That's how you say hi. Middle finger, everybody. Chang, then we show up at Chang's house one day, and his mom and sister were so thrilled. Like, Chang has American friends.
Right.
And Chang's just like, what are you doing here? Like...
Hi, guys. But you got
Yeah, just this stoner club. His mom and sister made us all this great food. Oh my God. It was insane. Chang, and by high school, Chang's selling weed.
Wow.
So there you go.
Wow.
But still not speaking English?
No, way into English.
Okay.
Yeah.
Of course, at that point,
Oh yeah, by that point he's like, Craig.
and the metric system.
Yeah. By that point he's like, Craig, where's my $3? You bought a joint, $3. Come on. I'm like, it's been a day, dude.
So he wasn't even fucking around anymore. He
No,
was like,
dude. I was like, this dude's American as fuck.
Yep.
Yeah.
Speaking of confrontations with strangers, I was walking on the Williamsburg Bridge.
Oh.
I was wanting to do this for Was I a Dick, but I can't get Brennan's schedule coordinated.
Oh, right.
I got like it's New York, so my wife bought a smoothie. It's probably like $14 or something, and I'm walking across the bridge with this smoothie, and it just gets knocked out of my hand, like onto the ground. And I see this guy riding a bike with like the Postmates,
Yeah.
or the Seamless, like the big bags. And so apparently he just slammed one of those big bags into my hand and knocked it down. And he didn't say sorry or nothing. He just kept riding his bike this way. And this is my response. I just go, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Still, and he, no turnaround,
Called for
nothing?
He goes, he's like riding a bike uphill with two like big bags. And he goes, you were in the bike lane. I'm like, I'm not in the bike lane. And then he just kept going. And I was like so fucking pissed at this guy.
Yeah.
And I had no guilt over it either because he was just like a regular young white guy.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? It wasn't like he
I wasn't getting colonial.
Right. So I was just like, I can get mad at this guy.
Absolutely.
Without any lib guilt.
That's right.
Like, fuck you, dude.
That's right.
And he just kept going.
What
It's crazy.
Dick. Did he come up behind you?
He came up behind me.
So his fault.
And the big bag just knocked the thing.
So he saw it full on that he had done
He
it.
saw
It was
it,
no.
and if he even gave me like, dude, I'm sorry.
What?
Let me
No,
break
because
it.
then you're gonna say, "Well, you owe me money," and he's not gonna want to give you money.
He don't know me. I probably wouldn't. But
Taking one of those Postmates bags.
Yeah. Break me off with like, you got a smoothie in there?
I'll take those wontons. All right.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's a total dick move, but at the same time, like if you also look at it from his standpoint, he doesn't know you and you don't know him.
Yeah.
And we just got done talking about people who like to fight.
I'll never
Yeah,
see you
yeah,
again.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
This is New York. I'll never see
No,
you
no, it's fine.
again.
Just come back. I want to talk to you about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I didn't,
New York's like that. for
I didn't
sure.
want to talk to him about it. I just wanted to call him a motherfucker.
So you got it out of your. It was a $14 motherfucker. That's what you did. You paid $14.
It was a $14
to
fake
yell.
confrontation.
But then
Yeah.
you're also showing up without a fucking smoothie.
Oh, it'd be so great if I got my ass kicked, like in front of my wife by a 20-year-old
Right.
on the Williamsburg Bridge.
I
And
thought.
then we
you
had to
were-
go to a wedding the next day
Look, it could have
with
been
a black
worse.
eye.
Could have been worse
Could have been
because
way
he could
worse.
have been like, "Yeah, I fucking knocked that goddamn."
Yeah.
That pussy drink out of your hand, like
Yeah,
all of
yeah,
a sudden
yeah,
turned
yeah,
into
yeah,
something that it wasn't.
Right.
That's what you get for having a
Yeah.
smoothie. Who do you think you're like?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Hey,
Yeah.
she ordered it.
Immediately deflect to the wife.
Luckily, he had a deadline. Yeah, it's her fault. You fight him. Also, I find myself like I have restraint with. It's a new world, and it's really only getting worse as far as one of my major frustrations in life, and that is when people watch TikTok or listen to music or watch sporting events out of their phone. This happened to me at JFK. Either side of me, I got a guy watching I'm at the gate at JFK to fly back. One guy's watching a baseball game with his phone just on, just watching it like TV with the
Like
volume.
super loud.
Super loud. Guy to my left is watching a soccer game, super loud. And did I talk about this last week? There's like
Right.
I might as well talk about it every week. I want to go
Until
fucking-
it stops.
There's just you can't win because if you say something, it just ain't going your way.
No.
But my buddy Claude Stewart says that he actually does this. He carries around an extra set of headphones with him and goes, "Hey, do you need these?"
Again,
That's awesome.
depending on who you're, talking to in
Go
this
fuck
world.
yourself, pal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Throat punch.
Yeah, because to me, it's like if people are doing that, they're a dick.
They don't give a fuck.
And they don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, they already
It's like
don't
somebody
give a fuck.
that like
Yeah.
cut you off and you want to yell at them, but you see how many dents they got in your car, and then you're like,
Yeah.
yeah, we're
Right.
not.
Keep honking. I'm reloading.
Yeah.
Wendell gets out with a crowbar.
Right. I don't have it.
Wendell! What's up, dude?
Which sucks though, right? Because you empower all these assholes
Sure.
because you were like, I don't have time.
What-
I'm not going to
It's
engage.
just not worth it.
If you want to be a dick, you can totally get away with it.
So this is a prime time to be a dick, is what you're saying.
Well,
This is a great
We're
world.
seeing people get into power, political power, just by going, nah, I'm a dick, and I'm going to lie right to your face.
Right.
Because enough people will back me up.
Right.
You know I'm full of shit. I know I'm full of shit. Fuck you. Such and such is true.
Fist bumps and
We
high
know
fives
it's
all the way
not
out,
true.
Yeah.
No, but we all agree it's true. So it's fucking
Right.
true. Like, if you want, being a dickhead, you have so much power being a
You do.
dickhead. Because I'm not a dickhead, and I can never over dickhead you. I'll have a good funny
Right.
line or whatever, but then you're just going to be more of a dick because I
Right.
made you look stupid.
Right.
You're more
Yeah.
like a sitcom character that would have a good line, but make sure there's a door somewhere nearby so you're out.
Exit.
I'm the
Right?
guy.
Exit line.
I'd love to turn to the camera and be like, "Well, your fucking team's gonna lose anyway," you know, like and fucking then just bolt out. I'm John Krasinski, you know what I mean? I just look at the camera like,
Can you believe it?
yeah, that type of thing. That's
Right.
my move. It's
Yeah.
like whatever I say to you is gonna be lost on you anyway. So, but that I more and more hate leaving the house because you're just gonna run into people who have no shame.
Yes.
Shame is gone. Shame's out.
Yes.
Shame's out. Meanwhile, I'm still one of these people that cringes, like we're talking about something I said in the 4th grade.
Right.
I'm still ready to dial somebody up on
Right.
Pinterest or YouTube,
Right.
and be like, hey, or Facebook, and be like, hey, man, sorry I cut in line. It was pizza day.
As someone who specializes in your pains,
Yeah,
I would say fucking let that shit go.
Oh no,
Let it
that's
fucking go. You gotta work on that.
No, that's the new thing I do is I go,
Gotta let it go.
it's out of your control,
Yeah.
and you can't.
Yeah.
Realizing and admitting that something is out of your control is a freedom like no other. Oh, this isn't my responsibility to make sure this asshole doesn't watch a baseball game out of his phone.
Right.
It's not me. This is this guy's life, and he's gonna have his own repercussions. It's gonna dry up so many pussies
Right.
that he's doing this. That he's got his own consequences for what he's doing.
I like how you broke it down to the most basic concept of what humanity is.
It's
which
what it is.
You either do
Let's hit
something
him where
or
it
you
hurts.
don't do something for sex. Like literally,
Right.
that's every motion in life.
Well, I can't take away food from the guy. I can't
Right.
take away shelter from the guy.
Right. It is why most people get up and go to work
What,
yeah.
for sex?
for a little bit of pussy.
Okay.
It's
I put a roof over your head.
it's procreation. You know,
I guess, I mean, we are driven, to
Yeah.
procreate, yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Not that everybody should.
Yeah, that's
But-
why it's funny to be still going after it in show business at 50 and married.
Ouch.
You know what I mean?
Right. True statements.
Um,
I'm just writing this script.
where are we at time, Aaron? How much time are we at?
36.
We're at 36. Oh, great. Let's watch some clips, and
All right.
let's we urge you not to listen to this podcast without headphones out in public. That's our public service message to you.
I think that's
Today.
yeah. I mean, I don't know if I would want to listen to my voice out loud on a phone anyway. So
Somebody's doing it right now, and we're changing lives.
Oh, this is a good
Okay.
one. This is good. Nice fire. Dad saves the child and leaves mom in the fire room right away. And she's like, fuck you.
By the way,
I mean, look
that I can only imagine anything stir fried in a pot that big
What's with
big
the
is
shoe-
absolutely delicious.
why'd she
Good
take?
call.
What's going on with the shoe? Is
She's-
somebody about to
she's
get a beat
about
down?
to beat him with that
Okay.
shoe.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, look at how quickly also she solved the problem.
Yeah, she did. She did.
Classic,
real quick.
right? I mean, it's which is why I don't understand why
Yeah.
more women don't
His-
help run the world. Like,
No
she
kidding.
stayed to
Well-
solve the fucking problem. He was like, all right, let's get out. Let's
And look how calm she is.
Yeah, she's chill.
which also is sad to say, maybe this is not her first fire she started.
Right, yeah, good call. He panic saves the child and is willing to sacrifice the wife.
I
just-
can't tell if this is staged or not.
No, I don't think it is, and it's just really on theme with today's show. And I just wish we had footage. And I wish we had at least stage footage of her beating his ass with a slipper.
Right. Like
And she'll teach him he'll never save his child again.
Well, if they've got this, if this is a security camera shot in the house, there's got to be one facing the other way. So we have to demand. Can you? I don't know where you got this from, Craig, but can you?
yeah, let me
That's
let me
interesting.
email these people.
Yeah.
I can kind
see-
of see the reflection
Yeah.
in the glass door that he closes.
Yes.
Yeah, what
and
are we
he's
looking
still
at?
standing there. Like he stops 4 feet.
Oh, he
from
stops.
it.
Yeah, he does. He stops like a few feet away
Well, it's a weird thing to stage. Like it's a weird
Yeah, with a child.
with the child. Yeah. Yeah.
But what's weird, but it's also weird that we have a stationary, I think that's what you're saying, we have a stationary camera set up.
Well, no, I mean it could in theory
Or
be a legit.
Maybe they do
camera that's
film
on a
the,
table.
Oh, this could be
Yeah.
a restaurant?
No. I think this is like a Nest camera or something
Yeah.
like that.
Right.
That's what I think it could be.
Right. See, so he does get far enough away to see, oh, okay, is your mom going to get burnt to death? But we're still by the door.
See, I like this. This is a new segment, staged or not staged.
Yeah, no,
See,
that's,
and
right.
Aaron picked up on some. He's like, look, Aaron's focusing on the reflections. I was just looking at their behaviors,
So
but you are
the
right.
only reason I would say it's not staged is what he said, because the kid's there.
sure,
And
that's a
most
weird thing to
people-
put your kid through.
Most people aren't going to be like, well, look, the grease burns. She got grease burns, but look.
I also think if it was staged, we'd have more ass whoop footage.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know, he's not
Exactly.
running out of the building necessarily once she sees that she handled it.
Yeah, for a long time, I would watch some of these and be like, "Oh, that's cute," and then somebody's like, you go to the comments, they're like, "Oh yeah, two people randomly having a conversation in a fucking hallway. Who's filming it?" And I'm like, "Oh, good call."
That is built into everything now, though.
Right.
It's like it's fake.
Yes, yeah, that's
Yeah, they do say that about every single.
yeah. There's
thing.
always somebody.
Yeah, it's fake.
Like every
There's people. There's so many people out there that think like there's lizard people.
true.
Yeah, Craig.
I might
Do you
be
think
one
there's
of those
lizard
people.
people?
No, I don't necessarily think there's the lizard people that are reptilians that are running the world.
Yeah,
No, I don't necessarily.
it's like anything like that show V from like
Right.
1984.
Right.
Do you remember this? Remember this show? It was
Yeah,
a TV
yeah.
movie with
So
a
look, the
fearless spin-off?
UFOs.
Yeah.
The UFOs are real.
And,
Okay.
But you and I have talked about this, and I'm on the fence about a lot of it, but you do believe that they walk amongst us, correct?
So recently, there's this guy, Gary Nolan. He is a physicist, and he's one of the top infection disease control
Okay.
guys. And they asked him, "Are UFOs real?" And he was 100%.
Didn't even flinch.
Didn't even flinch. Didn't bat an eye. And that's him going, "Look, people like me can now say that out loud without losing our careers." He goes, "Plenty of scientists have thought this for a long time. We've just didn't want to lose our career." Because you are. If you're a scientist and you said that back in the day, you're done.
No, but so he
And
also
then he
thinks
followed
that,
that up with,
okay.
"Are there beings from another world controlling those?" And he goes, "Yeah, we didn't make them." He's also, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, they came from somewhere. He goes, "I don't know where." That's the whole thing. Nobody knows where.
So no lizard people with Craig, but something.
I'm talking about there's people that think like
I know what Matt's saying.
there's people in the government that
Yeah,
that are
they're
they're
shapeshifters.
lizards or shapeshifters. That
Yes.
makes more sense than makeup. In V, they just had to wear like a human
Right.
suit all day.
Yeah. No, the conspiracy is like there'll be people that'll slow down a CNN video and they'll be like, "Look at the eyes.
And like they'll see
It
it,
changes."
and the tongue will be like,
Yeah, or just something ridiculous.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And
So
you're
something
like,
like that.
"No, that's not."
I think we know somebody that used to be in our comedy crew that like really believes and
Yeah.
posts and stuff.
Yeah, no, I know
And I
exactly
love
who you're
this guy.
talking
I
about,
love
and
this guy,
too.
100%.
Yeah.
But he's on board.
So he probably also thinks like Sandy Hook is fake and false flag
Right.
stuff.
He
and-
Right.
he at least likes to have the conversation about everything.
Right.
If it's a conspiracy theory, it's fun for people.
It is.
there's
It's fun
fun,
for
and then
people.
there's like taking it
makes
too
them-
far.
It makes people
there's
feel
going-
smart.
yeah,
like
then there's
you
yeah.
dums. Of course, Sandy Hook was fake.
Right.
Of course, how do you not see this?
Right. Exactly.
Because it's fucking not
Exactly.
fake.
To put a button, you have more clips,
There is a couple
but
more
to put a
clips,
button on
but-
the Sandy Hook thing, so I get a lot of that conspiracy crap in my For You
Yeah.
section of X now.
Yeah.
And because I made the mistake, I think, of just once stopping and looking at something, which
Right.
the algorithm's like, there it is, we got it.
Right. Yeah.
And
yeah.
so,
How about this?
yeah, so there was this one person who was like, just found it. Every single one of the people that got killed in Sandy Hook, every single one of them, if you look at it now, they are on the registry. They've all won lotteries in the last decade. And like people are like, no way. And they're like, yes.
Yes.
Every one of those
Fact.
kids is now an adult and has won a lottery. Why do you think they won the lottery?
So
think
that
they
they
got
could have
paid
a
off.
fortune and move away.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm reading this going, and of course I go to the comment section, which again, there goes the rabbit
Oh
hole.
my God.
Because I'm like, well, no, clearly people are gonna be like, you're out of your fucking mind,
You're out of your
and
mind.
everybody in the comment section is like, I knew it. This
Yeah,
is crazy.
no. Yeah.
Like, there's no fact checking. No one's saying where did you get this stuff. They're just like, it was just literally that quickly. People were like, yeah. Right, we don't even need information. I mean, I think what you said totally makes sense. So let's
Yeah.
just go with that. You're
That's
like,
insane.
what?
It's really depressing to me.
It is depressing.
Out of their minds.
Yeah.
Out of their minds. That one, more than any of them, like really
Yeah.
gets to me. Like, don't fuck with that situation. That
I
was
mean,
horrible.
it's so
what
cruel.
happened to those kids and those families.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
fuck
it's
is the
terrible.
matter with you? Anyway,
Yeah, it's absolutely.
back to a
All
better
right,
clip.
let's can we look at another clip? Hopefully it's not violent.
This one I don't think is.
See, I can scroll right past any violence.
Oh, this
I'm
is.
just I'm not into it.
awkward
this is fun.
haircuts.
This is
yeah,
fun.
these are fun.
Let's just ridicule
Oh, that
people.
poor kid. That kid knows they got a bad
I like
haircut.
that one. I
Look
like
at
that one a lot.
Look at
Oh, look at that.
You've seen a lot of the mullets. Yeah,
Oh,
mullet.
yeah.
Moulet,
Ooh,
moulet.
look at that champ.
Woo!
This kid.
Man.
Yeah.
They look like little adults.
They do. They look like accountants. Like
Cute.
Susie in accounting needs to talk to you.
When I see these, first off, obviously a lot of them are period piece, if you will, right? They're from
This
way
80s.
back in the
This
day.
is 80s,
yeah.
early
Yeah.
90s.
And these
Yeah.
are all adults' choices, right?
Exactly.
Right.
That's that one, that last one.
The
that would have
booth.
been
That was my high school. Girls had the
Yeah.
like the thing like in Something About Mary.
something about Mary. Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of
That's
these
a classic
are,
from
yeah,
where
I've
I
seen
came
that one.
from.
A lot of these are your mom cut your hair
Yeah.
right before photo day.
Look at that.
That kid's pissed.
Yep.
But see, what people, women's hair was big in the 80s, and then like fashion changed in the early 90s, but America didn't catch up with it for a while.
Yeah.
You know, women still had big hair into
Yeah.
the early 90s.
Yeah.
A lot of women or girls I went to high school with, just the big helmets every day
yeah.
with the hairspray.
Oh yeah, no
Yeah.
questions asked. I mean,
No.
look, whatever the style was, we rolled with it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've had bad hair my whole entire life, so I don't have
I
nothing.
sent you guys my big hair photo.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
great.
my hair was like
That's timeless, though.
this. It was like the size of two kids.
but that was a choice.
That was a choice.
I see. My hair was never a choice.
I mean,
My
I
hair
have
was-
curly hair, so if I grow it out, it's gonna do what one of my teachers called the tumbleweed. He called me hey tumbleweed. I was like, hey.
What do you mean you've had bad haircuts your whole life?
I have my hair is in conflict on my head, so I have straight hair
conflict.
and curly hair that just don't get along. They don't
yeah.
agree with each other. It's not one or the other. Like in a perfect world, I would have had like a soft curl, like that almost looked like it would have been
Right,
like everyone
right.
was getting perms in the 80s, right?
Definitely.
To look like curly hair.
Definitely.
I would have called it like soccer hair, like cool soccer dudes in the 80s. They had long curly hair.
Yeah, I know
Or
what
like
you're
a
talking about.
or like
a menudo.
yeah, something you could put a headband in and it looked fucking sweet.
Yeah.
Right? And it bounced and it was
Yeah.
awesome. Right? Top down driving and shit.
Yeah.
That's
mine
too good. You had a
mine-
fantasy about it. If I could only have a top down.
So it was like curly on top, long in the back.
I had curly on the top, straight on the sides,
Yeah.
then back to the curl, but
Yeah.
it was tight. And so, like, I tried growing out to get a mullet, like,
Yeah,
because that was the
yeah.
style. It didn't. It built in a shelf. It went out.
Yeah.
So it kind of
That's
just
what
came.
mine did.
Mine wasn't a poof. It went down and out.
Right.
yeah.
Did you ever have like a good hair streak?
No.
Like in your young adulthood?
no,
or
that's why I've
anything?
worn baseball hats since
Right.
the minute I
Always,
was
huh?
allowed to wear a baseball
Right.
hat, 24 hours a day, I wore it.
Did you ever go buzz cut? Not shaved head, like just buzz cut.
I tried to do the one where you can get the flat. I tried a flat top.
yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
I asked
Yeah.
the barber. I went to a barber that does flat tops,
Yeah.
and he said no. And
He's like, I already can tell you
I
structurally this won't
said
work.
yes.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Well, you're paying."
You can't start off with a fight with the barber.
That's pretty good.
He always wins.
And my friends just spent the whole time laughing behind me, watching me get my hair cut.
Yeah.
And I walked out, and I was like, "No, I think we got this.
Right.
We got this."
Yeah.
And it's
Nailed
like,
it.
"No, we didn't get this."
Right.
He said no, and I should have stuck with his no.
Sure,
This is
sure.
a guy who does a lot of hair.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's too good.
I tried Clooney. I've tried a lot of looks.
Yeah.
I can't get too. I have a small Muppet head. Like
really?
Yeah. I have broad shoulders and a tiny head.
I'm
Don't
not
pretend
picking
like
up.
you don't.
I'm
Yeah,
not, I'm not
whatever.
picking up
No,
on that. I'm
yeah.
looking right at you. You look pretty proportionate to
too
me.
good.
Well, that just may be the beer in my cheeks. But
Maybe,
my point
maybe.
is, like, the top of my head gets skinnier, so I can't go too.
All right.
You picked yourself apart.
I just want you to. I just want you to know. Like
Over
I've
the
never noticed.
years.
I've never noticed any of this.
Yeah, of course, right?
Well, you haven't spent the time with me that
I
I,
was gonna
spent with
say-
me.
I know. My point is, it's so funny what we think of ourselves.
Right.
But other people will be like,
That
huh?
other people don't see
What?
that.
Dude, I'm going on 20 years of marriage this year, and I still, to this day, every once in a while, I'll just turn to my wife, like, what, why? Like, what,
She's like,
what?
you're funny.
No, I
You're like,
don't
why
say that
me?
anymore, but
She
you know,
doesn't say that
No, I'm just kidding.
anymore.
Yeah, she still thinks I'm funny. But thank God my kids have good heads.
Oh yeah.
They have proportionate heads, so
Right.
I'm stoked.
Yeah.
My kid unfortunately inherited my giant bobblehead. And I told her the other day, I go, well, I think you have my skull. And she goes, yeah, I know.
Don't you, though? Aren't you on the short list, ironically, because you're tall? Like, there's certain women, like your wife, I think,
Oh, sure.
who can't go out with guys under 6 feet.
Right.
That's true. She's 6 feet tall.
Yeah,
I'm 6'2".
right.
So,
Dated
yeah.
So you're
Like
automatically in the
5'9".
game with like models and stuff like that. Like, you're automatically on
Right.
the list.
Well, I mean, I wish you would have given me this speech 25, 30 years ago.
Right.
But the answer is no. Never
Oh.
was on the list.
Right.
I mean,
that would- my
I appreciate
uncle
the
would've-
fact that you thought I had a shot.
My
but I know.
uncle would have hipped you to that. Oh, dude, you get all the range of women, dude. He would have been like, you get all those tall chicks.
No, I think the perfect height is
And you're going to
5'10"
get the
with
short
an
chicks
attitude.
if you want.
5'10" with an attitude gets everything.
5'10".
Okay, all right, sure. I'm just saying maybe that's just my 5'10" mentality. I'm 5'10" without an attitude.
That's the problem.
I always assumed, well, tall puts you in the game.
yeah.
Yeah.
Look, based on my marriage, I'm fine. Right? It all
Yeah.
worked out in the end.
Right.
But
Nailed it.
yeah, no.
I feel like your marriage is a good example. What I'm saying.
Oh, okay, got you. So I wasn't picking up on what you were saying. Fair enough. I was still spending too much time feeling sorry for myself.
Right.
Yeah,
The thing I
don't.
told you not
Yeah,
to do.
don't.
Once again, something I preach to you and I don't do.
And
You're like-
also,
yeah.
and also, it might just be something like your wife's not telling you. You're looking for an answer. Why? She's not gonna go because you're tall, stupid. I'm, as your friend, telling you it's just because you're tall.
Could be because you're tall. 12-year-old.
Don't you feel better now?
I do. I feel so
12-year-old
bad.
Brian still staring at that damn Muppet head in the mirror.
Let's go to 5'8" with an attitude. Do we have Eric Wendell on the Zoom?
Eric
5'10" with
Wendell.
You know, I have such low self-esteem. I thought I was 5'8" for my whole life, and then when I was 40, I went to the doctor and found out I was 5'10".
That's good.
So
It's
yeah.
good, but it's stupid for me to be so mopey and slouchy that I thought I was 5'8".
I said 5'10", and then I go to the doctor, and they were like 5'9 and a half. And I told that to Karen. I go, well, actually, I'm 5'9 and a half. She goes, 5'9". I go, and a half. She goes, let it go.
And a half is a roundup. It
is.
I'm taking your side on that. That's a roundup.
That's what I said.
No, it's more than 5'9",
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah,
it's kind of 5'10".
exactly.
It's
yeah.
a roundup.
I love that she's just like, settle down. It's 5. Let's just say 5'9".
You're like, no, when we go to a wedding and I'm wearing dress shoes, I'm 5'10".
yeah, and then it's 5'10", homie.
Take 5'9" in flip flops. 5'10" in wedding kicks.
Well, did you guys do any online dating?
Yes,
No.
I did online dating. That's how I met my wife, on Tinder.
Yeah,
The
you gotta,
old-fashioned way.
you gotta give it. You gotta go 6 feet at least.
True,
Otherwise,
right.
you're cutting off.
Right. And you know what? I never did, and I'm proud I never did it, but it was definitely a hindrance in Los Angeles. I would give out my real age, which was like 40, 41 at the time, and I knew it was holding me back.
Oh,
But
sure.
I didn't care because I was never going to be like 5 dates in and be like, actually, you know,
I'm not
I'm not 35, 41. You know, I'm just not having that conversation. Just don't go out with me.
That's
Yeah.
Just don't go.
substantial.
If that's who you are, just don't go out with
That's
me.
it's
Right.
good of you to
Yeah.
not even bother. It's great that you were assuming almost all
got-
your dates were going to at least last 5 to 6.
Well, I
You know,
mean,
so you do have some attitude.
I just can't.
Back then.
I couldn't even if age never came up, could not go under there and go out on a date and suggest that I was 35 when I was 41. I just think that's so lame. And I got the right woman. I got the woman who said, I don't care. She was 28, by the way. She was like, yeah, 41, fine.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Nice.
Wendell, what's happening? You got the new haircut?
Oh,
I do? No,
no?
it's the same.
Um,
I've been too busy.
oh, okay.
Anyway, good seeing you. That's a wrap.
Hey man, thanks for having me.
Yeah,
it
it's
was a lot of
good.
fun.
It's good.
Wendell, you shouldn't do that to Wendell. Wendell set an alarm for this.
To wake up?
Sorry,
Are you
what?
doing graveyard?
Yeah, I had to set my alarm today. I had to get up at 12:30 to make this happen.
Okay.
It's been a rough week.
Tell us what's been going
I've
on
been
this
work-
week.
Well, I've just been working a lot of overtime and stuff. The fog, it comes in every night now, the marine layer, and it's just fucking 5% visibility and causes a lot of delays and stuff.
Okay.
All right.
More work for me.
I thought you were talking about the
Equals
movie.
More money for me.
The Fog?
The Fog, yeah.
That's hilarious.
Do you have a movie to review for us this week?
I sure do.
Can you tell us about
I
that?
watched this movie called The Hitman. Or no, it's just Hitman. It's on Netflix right now.
Oh, this is
It's
Steven
got,
Soderbergh, right?
Huh?
Steven Soderbergh? Or who
No.
who directed it?
It's Linklater.
Richard Linklater.
Is it?
Really?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, the one you're talking about, I think,
yeah.
is the killer.
Yeah. The Hitman is the guy with all the disguises. I didn't know it was Richard Linklater. That's great.
Yeah. No, yeah, it was really good. It's got Glenn Powell, who plays... I didn't know the name, and you might not know the name either, but he plays, was it Hangman or something in the newest Top Gun? It's basically...
Can I tell you, I've never seen Top Gun Maverick. I haven't seen the new one,
either.
and I can't
what?
bring myself to watch it.
Wow. I
Because
can't
I'm just
either.
not.
Why?
I have zero interest.
Why?
There's something
It was
about.
awesome.
Guys in planes, yippee.
I love guys in planes.
But you'll watch guys in TIE fighters.
Yeah,
There's a lot more
They're
to the
not
movie
real.
than guys in planes. Come on.
it's robots and shit. This is like, oh, I got some problems in my real life, and then also I'm a jet fighter.
Well, you just summed it up. That's fine. But there's some great action scenes. That's fine if you don't want
I'm
to watch
sure
it.
there is.
But Glenn Powell is like the new It guy, right, Wendell? Like he's the new guy, the new star.
Yeah, I mean, he basically is he's the younger Val Kilmer version of the character in this newest movie. But yeah, this guy's showing up in everything lately.
I like that kid,
There's
actually.
a couple other things that slipped my mind that
Because
he's been in, but I mean,
I'm sorry to interrupt, but
he also played.
was
He
it?
played John Glenn in Hidden Figures. In case you watched Hidden Figures,
Been a minute.
Because didn't Val Kilmer have a movie? And I guess I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit. In this movie you're reviewing, the guy dresses up in a lot of different costumes, right? This actor?
he plays a whatchamacallit, university professor, and his night gig to make extra money is to do IT for the local police department. And one day they're on this sting operation, and the guy that's supposed to pretend to be the hitman to catch the would-be person that's going to buy the assassin can't make it. So he has to pretend to be the hitman and go undercover with no
That sounds right.
expertise whatsoever in
Yeah,
that
that's-
department.
That's what I would do.
That sounds
Sue
right.
and,
Yeah.
Hey,
you know.
so this is dangerous. But since you're not really a cop or anything, could you be the undercover guy
Yeah, I'll do that.
and be good at it?
Yeah.
That's the same thing.
Yeah.
That's why I love The Departed, but it's like, you're really gonna do this, Leo?
Right.
Like they're like, you're not a cap. You're not a
Right.
cap. He'd be like, I'll show you I'm a cap. And then he goes and he's like, but they're also like, yeah, and after this, you're just not gonna be a cop.
Right.
Like, this is the weirdest fucking
Right.
premise.
Right, it is. Totally.
No, I'll show you guys.
I'm going to Donnie Brasco
Yeah,
this son of a
right.
bitch.
Okay, what's this movie? Good, bad, ugly?
Well, no, you know what? He starts getting into it. He starts getting good at it. He has a new disguise for each person. Like he gets their biography and learns shit about them. So he tries to play into their fucking sensibilities and whatever they think they look for in a hitman. So he actually gets really good at it. And believe it or not, this is based on a true story, and there's real pictures of the real dude at the end of the movie.
this
it's
happened.
crazy.
This happened in Texas, right? Probably.
I don't know where it was supposed to have taken place. They probably said, and I forgot.
Oh, because all of his movies
But-
take
I feel
place
like
in
half of
Texas.
Linklater's movies are about Texas.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Is it better than
Maybe.
Dana Carvey's Master of Disguise?
That shit was supposed to be huge.
See, now speaking of, like, you go to those guys, the Pentaveret. Have you ever seen that?
No.
With Mike Myers?
Oh yeah,
So-
yeah. I
so
did see
that's a
that.
conspiracy theory movie. That's hilarious.
Okay.
It's great.
I'd never heard of that one.
It's a Netflix series. It was like
Me
a
neither.
short run
Gotcha.
series. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry to totally sidetrack.
That's all right.
So is this a comedy, action comedy? Is that what this is?
Yeah, it's like an action comedy type thing. It's pretty good. I mean, I enjoyed it. Yeah, I mean, check it out. It's on Netflix right now. I can't believe it's based. I mean, I don't know how much they add. It's loosely based on a true story, they said. So, but there's pictures of the real fucking dude at the end of it. Like it took place in like the 70s or 80s. It looked like.
What are you watching on the television?
That makes sense though. Like crazy shit happens. I feel like crazier shit happened like that back then.
I was just
where
gonna
it's like
say,
like identity wise.
yeah. As soon as he said 70s, I was like, oh, okay, then, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to get away with that shit now. Like
Yeah.
back
You can't.
then,
You can't.
yeah.
you had to find pieces of paper with
I'll show up to
information.
clubs I'm headlining and they're like, "Who are you?" Even though they've supposedly been promoting me all week, so I don't know.
You're almost, my face is on the billboard.
So I don't know. And every time I buy a drink at the Comedy Store, I'm like, "Yeah, I'm a paid regular," and they're always like, "Nice to meet you." I'll be pointing to like my picture, like I'm on a poster at the bar. I'm like, "That's me right there." I'm on the left. They're like, "Nah, doesn't check
No,
out."
that's not good enough.
Like it's my face and my name on the poster.
You got to be more like Mike Black and just wear that actual headshot
Yeah, I know.
on your
right,
shirt.
right, yeah.
This is my actual face.
So Wendell, what are you giving this
So
movie?
you need a shirt like me. I had the shirt with a picture of me on it. You need to get a shirt with a picture of you on the front of it, and then wear that to the club.
I did that one time. Actually, Bryan, I've done that a couple times. I had this shirt that was me. It was like this cool shirt that a fan made of me like this. And one time we wore it out to a bar during the day because John Helk was having like a birthday
That's
party.
right. I forgot about that.
And I was like doing laundry, and it was one of those things like Saturday, 1 o'clock at a bar, and I'm like, who cares what I'm wearing?
Right.
Meanwhile, this place was packed. And I'm sitting there with a shirt with my face on it. That wasn't that bad. What was really, really embarrassing was I was doing my laundry and I went over to Trader Joe's and I was wearing the same shirt with my face on it. And the cashier goes, "Is that you?" And I go, "No."
Sure looks like you.
I totally Donald Trumped it. I'm like, "It's not me.
Nah,
it's
it ain't
not
me.
me."
It's this other guy. It looks
Yeah,
like me.
and it was just like we both knew. And like no words were spoken.
just
after
let it
that.
go.
Because
Yeah,
I didn't want to
dude.
talk about podcasting. I didn't want to talk about my podcast and podcasting, and I'm wearing a shirt of myself. I'm like, not me.
In his mind, he was like, "What the fuck is the matter with this dude?
Yeah,
Why would
exactly.
you wear a shirt
Yeah.
with you on it
Exactly.
And deny it.
who wants attention, and then when you get attention, you like totally diss
no.
me? Like,
Welcome to my life.
Yeah.
Pay attention to me. Now go away.
It's laundry day, dude. Can we move on?
Yeah. Like I'll be after a show. You were great. All right, thanks. Wendell, what do you want to give this movie?
I really enjoyed it. I was really surprised. I give it 4.5 ice cream trucks.
Great.
Whoa.
I love Richard Linklater, so
I
I'm gonna
like
check
it.
this out.
That's bold.
Dazed and Confused, definitely one of my favorite movies
It's a good one.
of all time.
Speaking of that, I forgot who directed, so I pulled it up on my phone and I looked and I'm like, wow, it's Richard Linklater. And I looked, you control anyone with money controls the 4 things that they're known for, right, on IMDb page. And I looked at his, and Dazed and Confused isn't one of the 4. He has other movies that I've heard of but aren't Dazed and Confused. I'm like, the fuck, he needs to fire his publicist.
You're telling me that the box office gross is what how popular something is what the pictures are?
No, I'm telling you, like if you have IMDb Pro, which I had for a while, you can control if you look at your IMDb page, you can control the 4 things. There's 4 movies that everyone could put there that they're known for, right?
Yeah.
You control that. So he obviously controls that, or his publicist does. And I'm just like, wow, I can't believe Dazed and Confused isn't one of your 4 movies. Like it's these other movies.
Number 1 on mine is still Super Precinct.
yes,
Yeah.
Mokeski.
That's still on mine, too.
Directed by Brian Irwin.
That's
starring
still on
Craig
mine,
Coleman.
too.
That's right.
Yeah, yeah. Because I was told a long time ago, yeah, you can't put commercials on there, but that's all you can't put commercials. Can't put it on your resume.
My entire acting resume is Tosh.0.
Yeah, that's something real.
And so my
That might
credit,
change one of these days, Craig. You used to not be able to put music videos on IMDb. You can put them on there now.
Oh, well, I'm in one.
And podcasts.
podcasting is now on IMDb.
There
Oh,
we
really?
go.
If it's on video, yeah.
Your Mom's
All right.
House
Okay.
and several others I have.
That's fair.
Thank God.
I have several thousand to claim.
All right.
Nice.
Good for you, man.
Nice. Yeah, you'll be getting your union days soon.
I think
We
it's,
got hundreds of episodes. of the full charge power to list on IMDb.
I need to get my
Got a lot of work to
paperwork
do.
together. I got to do my laundry first.
Yeah.
But then I'm down to some cool outfits that I didn't know I had. You ever do that where you don't do your laundry for a while? You're like, I'll wear the fucking capri pants.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I don't have.
You had me until
outfits.
Capri.
Huh?
I don't have. I have this. I just wear these black T-shirts.
Yeah.
And then at work, I wear a black Dickies button.
All right,
Yeah, no,
keep it simple.
I wear the same pants and shirt every day, and now I finally, for some reason, my wife finally today was like, "I'll do your laundry for you," and I was like, "You know what? I'm gonna take you up on that. It needs to happen sooner or later."
Nice.
All I do is make clips for this podcast now, which I got to go do right now. Thanks for listening to the Full Charge Power Hour. Check us on Instagram and patreon.com/the Full Charge, and we're out.
Peace.
Peace out, fam.